Hello, welcome to my channel, or welcome back. I wanted to do a wrap up of everything I've read and watched these past couple months, but instead of a regular wrap up where I just talk about each of the things, like going down the list and talking about each of the things, I decided I wanted to try doing a tier ranking of everything I read and watched instead and just see how that goes. Hopefully that'll kind of go faster and just be a little more, I can be more succinct. So let's get started. So I just did the tiers. I just kept them the same. I didn't do anything special. S, A, B, C, D. You understand it. It's easy. We're keeping it. You get it. Okay. So let's start with Carmilla by Sheridan Le Fanu. And this is a little like novella. It's a pretty short story about a vampiress named Carmilla and the girl that she kind of enchants almost, I would say. Her name is Laura. So Carmilla and Laura. It's a really good story. I really enjoyed it. There's a lot of tension and a lot of like dramatic buildup in it. I like vampires, so I was really interested in the subject matter. It leaves room for all of this buildup and suspense, but it doesn't overstay its welcome. Like, it's just a nice short story, and I really enjoyed it. I liked the characters. I liked the story itself. I liked the atmosphere, all that stuff. So I'm going to put it in A tier. Okay, next is The Girl Who Drank the Moon by Kelly Barnhill. This story was so beautiful. I think I want to put it in S tier. It's a middle grade book. It's kind of got some Studio Ghibli vibes. There's conflict and tension and all that stuff there, but at the same time, like, it's kind of chill and just magical. It's got some fairy tale influences. It's a really, really nice middle grade story about like grief and death and life and love. And I really liked the writing style of this one. I thought it was really beautifully written. I really enjoyed this one. I'm going to put it in S tier. Okay, next is Black Butler, which is a manga series. I believe it's still ongoing. Like, it's still a currently running series. I only just started it. I'm only a couple volumes in. And I think I'm going to put it in B tier for now. I'm not super into it yet, although I'm pretty forgiving of manga with their first few volumes. They hardly ever just completely draw me in and get me to care about the story that much in that short amount of time. So I'm giving it a chance. I don't really know where the story is going, so I'm not like super interested and invested. And I don't really love all the characters that much, except for Sebastian, the titular butler. I'm just giving it a little bit of time, but I think I could see how it could get good because I really like the art style. I think the mangaka really does a good job of making things dramatic. I just haven't connected to it yet, so the drama like doesn't faze me, but it's going to stay in B now. Next is Castle Hangnail by Ursula Vernon, also known as T. Kingfisher. I think that's probably her more popular pen name. I think T. Kingfisher is actually a pen name and Ursula Vernon is actually her real name, which she uses to write middle grade and children's novels, I'm pretty sure. So yeah, so I picked this up because it was kind of like, I thought it would be good for Halloween season. Castle Hangnail, it's kind of spooky, you can tell. There's minions, there's witches, there's sorceresses. It's really Halloween vibes. It was very cute. I really like Ursula Vernon's humor. I like her sense of humor. I think she kind of reminds me of Terry Pratchett, just kind of that dry, matter-of-fact style of comedy. It was a really cute book. I really liked the way it was written. I think it's going to go eventually bottom of A, but I'm just going to put it in A for now. I think below Carmilla is good. Next is Mrs. Davis, which I don't know if anyone is going to have heard of this, but it is a show that's on Peacock. It's a sci-fi series. It's think like Siri is everywhere and kind of just in our lives doing things. So the main character in the show wants to try to take down the AI, Mrs. Davis, because she blames it for her father's death. It's a mini series, so again, you don't have to keep up with it for a long time. It's one and done, one season and done. So yeah, Mrs. Davis, I'm thinking A. It was pretty good. I think it was really well directed. The cinematography and just everything visually was really interesting. I think the plot was pretty good. It was a pretty tightly plotted show. I think it was a lot better produced than a lot of other shows I see on other streaming platforms right now. I was really impressed with the production quality. So I'm going to put this in A, I think, and probably above Castle Hangnail. No, I'm going to put it above Carmilla too. All right, next is Berserk, which is another manga series. I am really not very far into this one yet. I'm only one volume in. It was one of my personal commitments to start this manga this year, so I did. I don't have a good read on it yet. Like, one volume in is not a lot. Like, I kind of get the tone and the direction of it, but I don't know, the first volume is kind of a pretty big gut punch. It's pretty intense already, but is it my thing? I don't know. I'm kind of on the fence about this one too, so I kind of want to put it in B tier, but I kind of want to put it above Black Butler, I think, for now. I don't know about the future. I've heard it gets pretty dark, and I just don't know if that's going to be my thing. I'm kind of anticipating that I'm going to end up liking Black Butler more, but just from the first volume each, even, I think Berserk is a little bit better. Next is Nura and the Immortal Palace. This is by M.T. Khan. This is a middle grade book. It's kind of got Spirited Away energy to it. It's like about this girl who falls through a portal to the land of Jinn, and she gets stuck there and she has to find her way back home with her friends. It was okay. It's kind of a fun story. Like, the plot is fun, but I didn't like the writing. It was just too juvenile for me, which is fine. I never fault a middle grade book for that because, like, I'm not the target audience, but, you know, it's just like too juvenile where I just didn't really enjoy it super well. So I think I'm going to put it bottom of B, maybe C. I'm going to put it in C. Okay, The Odds. This is another middle grade book. This was kind of another Halloween one that I wanted to read. The author is Lindsay Puckett, who is an author tuber. I really, really enjoy her channel. And so I wanted to read her book. And it's kind of set in a haunted nursing home. It's like a swampy setting. It's really fun. I really liked the story. It was very emotional. I think it was really well written. It was really exciting. It was filled with a lot of mystery. It was just a really, really good, cute book. I think I might put this in S tier. Or I might put it at the top of A. Yeah, I think I'm going to put it at the top of A right now. Okay, there we go. Okay, next is Bleach. This is another manga series, and this one is my manga series. Like, this one is my top series right now. It's the one I'm giving the most priority to. It's the one I'm most into. I'm like 50 some volumes in. I'm just about to start the 1,000-Year Blood War arc. I'm still loving Bleach so much. It's continuing to impress me and just be really good. It's going in S for sure. Like, absolutely S. I'm probably going to put it above Girl Who Drank the Moon, but I'm going to have more specific thoughts in my dedicated Bleach videos. But for now, just know that it's top of S tier. It's amazing. Okay, Jujutsu Kaisen. Yeah, Jujutsu Kaisen season 2 is what this is. This is the anime, not the manga. I haven't read the manga. Also S tier. Probably also above The Girl Who Drank the Moon. This season has blown me out of the water. I liked the first season. Like, I thought it was really fun and exciting and stuff, but this season actually, like, really blew my mind. It's gotten so good. The first arc that they covered in season 2 and now the Shibuya arc are just phenomenal. Yeah, definitely S tier. Peter Pan by J.R.R. Barrie. This book is S tier. It's so freaking good. It is so sad, though. This story is such a gut punch at the end, especially when you really, really dissect what the story is about. It's so tragic, but it's such a fun story, and it is heartwarming, but it's also heartbreaking at the same time. There's different angles to it. I really, really liked it, and it's really short too. Okay, next is Attack on Titan. That one goes straight to the top of S. Yes. Completely top of the list. I mean, how could it not? Attack on Titan is my favorite story ever. Out of books, TV, movies, like, this is the best story I've ever experienced, and it's told so well through the anime. It's like pulse pounding. You're like white knuckle gripping your seat the whole story. You're bawling. You're screaming. It's a good time, and it goes top of S tier, and it probably will. I don't know, maybe for the rest of my life. Like, I don't know if anything will ever top Attack on Titan for me, but yeah, S tier. And I'm sad now that it's over. So great. Okay, next is The Legend of Sleepy Hollow by Washington Irving. This is another one I wanted to read for Halloween times, and I really didn't enjoy this one. I don't know that I necessarily want to put it in D, because it wasn't like badly written. It just wasn't very interesting. I don't know. When you think of The Legend of Sleepy Hollow, I feel like you think of, the Headless Horseman. You want to see the chase. You want to see the spooks. But in reality, what the book really is, it's like it takes place like basically at a party. And it's just telling you about Ichabod Crane, about like his personality and his history. And then a little bit at the end, you get to see the Headless Horseman. What the heck, man? That is not at all what I was expecting. So for now, I think it's going to stay at the bottom of C. No, okay, you know what? I'm putting it in D. Okay, My Hero Academia. This one is going bottom of S, I think. I think top of A, actually. It's really fun. I really like My Hero Academia. It's a very exciting story. I just don't feel like I'm invested emotionally on the edge of my seat the whole time. So excited, so enthralled the way I am for like these three, for example, like Jujutsu Kaisen, Bleach, and Attack on Titan. I don't know. I really like My Hero Academia. I like the characters, just like how fun it is. But again, it just doesn't have me as emotionally invested. So I just want to put it top of A because it's still really, really good. It's just not hitting me as hard. Next is the Silmarillion. I don't know where to put this. Honestly, I don't know where to put this. I'm thinking somewhere between A and B. I went into this knowing what it was. Like, I know it's supposed to be more of like a history, a mythology, but it was like so much of that thing that it almost like wasn't super enjoyable to read. But at the same time, like it was really well written. I can, like, the talent is there, you know what I mean? But based on enjoyment, I would put it probably, I don't know. See, because like I think I enjoyed reading Berserk and Black Butler more than the act of actually reading the Silmarillion. But the Silmarillion is just so masterful in what it's trying to do, which is not necessarily to be an enjoyable book to just read for pleasure. I think I'm just going to put it top of B, maybe, for now. Yeah, that feels right. The Writing Retreat by Julia Bartz. This is the only like non-fantasy book at all that I have, or not like non-speculative at all, that I have on this list. This is just a thriller. It's about a group of women. They go to a writing retreat with their idol author, and it's like writing retreat gone bad. Obviously, it's a thriller. I enjoyed this. It was really fun. It was so dramatic. I don't know. I just feel like it's what you could ask for in a thriller. Bottom of B. Like, I don't know. It was fun, but I wasn't super emotionally attached to it or anything. So B feels good to me. Okay, we're in the final stretch. So the next one is Wednesday, the Netflix series. I finally watched it. I refused to watch it last year because it came out in November. Like, what the heck? This is obviously a Halloween show. So why are they putting it out in November? That really pissed me off. So I was like, I'm waiting till this year to watch it. And so I watched it in October because I wanted it to be like a Halloween thing. And it was really fun. I really enjoyed Wednesday. It didn't really feel like Addams Family to me very much. I don't know that they necessarily got the characters right, but nevertheless, it was a really fun time. So I think I want to put it maybe above Castle Hangnail in A. It was really good. And finally, we have Vicious by V.E. Schwab. Oh, this book was so good. I really enjoyed Vicious. This is kind of a superhero fantasy almost. It's like urban fantasy about these two friends who have this really bad falling out and they end up becoming kind of bitter enemies. I love when the focus of a story is around friends or former friends. Like that's so juicy to me. I love that. I really think I want to put it in S tier. I really, really liked it. So I think I'm going to put it, I think maybe below The Girl Who Drank the Moon. So yeah, I really enjoyed Vicious. It was very good. Highly recommend. Now, let me just go over this and make sure everything is where I want it to be. You know what? Yeah, I think this is good. I think I'm going to leave everything here. That was my tier ranking of everything I read and watched over the past few months. This is just a nice, succinct way for me to talk about things instead of just talking. Can you imagine me talking about every single one of these things for like 5 minutes? That video would be too long and I would hate myself trying to edit it. So this was just a nice new format. If there has been anything you really liked over the past few months in fall times and Halloween times, I would love to know. If you've watched or read any of these things, I would love to know what you thought of them. Did you agree with me? Did you not? I don't know. And otherwise, I guess that's going to be it for me. Until next time, just, hang in there. Have a great day. Farewell.